Welcome back, everyone, to Paul Talks About Them Hobbies. This is Season 14, Episode 4 of Tainted, Grail, Red Death. We're just wrapping up Episode 3. We are back to the Mercantile District. We were able to find all of our lost equipment, and we've also managed to find our clothing. So we've able to complete 2 of the quests. However, we still have those Secret Card 120 masks that we're wearing, the masks of shame. We each have those masks still, so we're not able to remove those masks. I know that there's tools somewhere, so we're going to continue on our journey. I think we're going to have to go back to the votive temple here. I'm going to try to move. We've already checked Rickety Skywalk, so let's kind of move here to 2. That's going to take us down 2 energy points. Let's just read a card. Oh, we do have good weather, so that's only going to cost us 1 energy to move the 2 spaces there. Let's do a reading from the votive temple. I don't think we were able to go there last time. So votive temple 410. The other side of the Rickety Skywalks. Okay, votive temple says, this place shouldn't exist. The enormous white temple with a long ceremonial staircase leading into the waters of the bay defies everything you've learned about this city. In preparation for your mission, an entire block of houses was meticulously leveled to make way for the ivory monstrosity. The dome of the temple, adorned with a lookout point and the lavish garden, resembling a giant mushroom bulging out of the cities of ruin. So let's take a look at this. We've got the votive temple image there. We've also got the votive temple this way. So this is ominous temple. We can enter the temple. We can search the temple grounds. We can... You know what? Yeah, let's go to... when you enter the temple, let's enter the temple, sure. We'll go to the verse 3. It says, when you enter the temple, you have a strange feeling that's even bigger than the outside. I think we've gone here before, actually. I remember reading this, unless I'm thinking of Doctor Who. Columns are taller than trees, naves wider than the largest roads you've ever seen. However, this grandiose interior is somewhat spoiled by upturned benches. So we can search the north transept. We can search the south transept. We can inspect the wall paintings. We can climb the dome. Or we can inspect the presbytery. So let's go ahead and search the north transcript first. Let's just kind of work our way through it. It says wooden benches are piled up high there. Go to verse 5. It says, if you have the perplexing clue, part 3, we don't have it, there's nothing more to find here. Go back to verse 3 and make another choice. Otherwise, read on. Benches here form a high stockade, resembling a beaver lodge. You can't progress until you dismantle the barricade. So we can dismantle the barricade. So we pay another energy point, and we go back to verse 1. And it says, while you're busy... do we gain something? No. While you're busy systematically dismantling the structure, something moves under the benches. Suddenly, a small, misshapen figure skittles toward the temple gates and escapes. You continue your work and finally find the creature's lair full of fetid cloth, excrement, and for some mysterious reason, piles of human teeth. Each party member gains 1 terror, and we gain an experience point. So I definitely have extra experience for Bayor. We can start looking at spending his in one of the in-between turns. And we also gain the perplexing clue part 3. So I think this is our remit here is perplexing clues. So let's go back to... Let's go and check out the south transept instead. So we're going to move back and check out the south transept. The first transept is silent and empty, only a few empty kneelers in the front of the Forgotten Gods. If you have the Forgotten Curios, do we have Forgotten Curios 4? No. If you have Forgotten Curios 4, there's nothing to find here. Otherwise, read, plundering a temple doesn't feel right, but you explain to yourself that it's not dedicated to any of your gods. You leave the area with remorse, but also richer. You gain 2 wealth in the Forgotten Curios Part 4 status. So Forgotten Curios Part 4. Right? Forgotten Curios Part 4. And we gain 2 wealth. Is it only 2 wealth? Yeah, so we just gained 2 wealth. So let's just spread this out. It's not per character, it's just 2 wealth. Okay, we can go back again and check out. Let's do an exploration of inspect the wall paintings. Walking along the long line of resplendent murals lets you experience all the horrors of the plague you've heard about on Avalon. The piles of books turned into bloodied rags by the Red Death, young and old alike, tossed into communal graves. Families and communities torn asunder. People fleeing the city by boat or by horse. Finally, Arthur and his first fleet leaving the doomed city and setting sail for Avalon. Without the king and the round table, the chaos swallows the unfortunate leftovers of Camlin's population as the last survivors turn on each other. But the story doesn't end here. Its continuation leaves your mouth gaping. A king returns on a small boat welcomed by desperate people. A city raised within a city. Isolated waiting chambers along its walls where people could prove they're free of the plague. The capital's population slowly begins to rebuild. Finally, the triumphal procession returned to now deserted city streets, many of their participants wearing peculiar masks. The last mural depicting the buildings of this great temple. Over his head you see the words that make your head spin, Arthur the Returning King. If you don't have Chronicles of the King Part 4, each gains 1 terror and 1 experience. And we gain Chronicles of the King Part 4. Chronicles of the Plague or Chronicles of the King? Chronicles of the Plague, sorry. Chronicles of the Plague Part 4. Chronicles of the Plague Part 4. And Chronicles of the Plague Part 4. Okay. Next up. The captain of your ship might want to know the most important discoveries you made ashore, provided he's still alive. Okay, so we might want to tell the captain about this. Hint. Finally, we can try to explore the presbytery. Go to verse 12. If you have the First Contact Part 1 or 2, or the Formians Part 2, First Contact 1 or 2, or Formians Part 2, go to you heard about an undersea race of giants. Go to verse 14. The presbytery camp, save for a pile of old books, is in scrolls. You browse through and manage to brush up. Gain the Lysilath status. Do we have that already? Lysilath. We already have that. I think we've been here before. This is very familiar. Finally, try to climb the presbytery. Try to climb the dome. We can go to verse 6. You find a small iron dome. Carefully step over the body, and we can go to. We find a small iron dome behind it. There are no windows. The air becomes putrid as you come across a swollen body. You manage to walk across the obstacle safely, and then we go to this 433. 433. I feel like we did this one already. 433. 43, not 33, 437. 437. Huh. 435. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. So easy to mess up in that die thing. Okay, so let's go back to that. I think that's gonna, so basically that's gonna end the round for now. 4, 3, 5, it just says we're gonna return back to the exploration ends. So, okay, we're gonna stay at exploration ends here, and we will see you guys in the next round. I will clear up this, and I'll try to do some experience points as well. Guys, go check out our bookstore, go check out our Patreon, and go to pontosfathom.com to keep track of all of our playlists from Joan of Arc, Song of Ice and Fire, Cthulhu Death May Die, and other games. Talk to you in the next round. Bye-bye.